Hello, and thank you for clicking on my channel, Cali Legends Media. Before I begin, I'd like to ask you to please hit that subscribe button, that like button, and that notification bell. Help me get this channel up and running, and it'll also help me to continue to provide more videos. I'll be doing this full time, and it would most definitely be to my benefit if you could help me out by doing those three actions. Okay, so Today's video is about the incident that took place on Hoodstock. It's one of the podcast channels that have been out there for quite some time. Uh, a young man by the name of Lucky is the host, and he's had a lot of guests on his podcast. Um, for the most part, uh, I watch his station sometimes, depending who he has on, but sometimes it's a little bit too crazy. Like I'm just not with the drinking and smoking and especially the vocabulary. So this situation that happened just I think it was yesterday or the day before between Lucky from Hoodstocks and Gunplay the rapper. He had Gunplay on as a guest. Okay. Um, in my mind, the whole thing started off on the wrong foot. Uh, I think Gunplay kind of put himself out there in a bad way, talking about uh, methamphetamine and how it fits into his life. I don't think he should have had anything to say about that. That's not a good thing. It's not a positive thing. It's not something that people would appreciate. Um, I think for him to make it in the career path that he's chosen, the last thing he wants to do is ruin it by involving himself with such things. He talks about how he likes to drink. He likes to get his party on and stuff, and that's all good. But not on screen. Okay, he knew that that podcast was going to be aired on YouTube, and who knows how many people were going to see this. Okay, now reputation's everything. You know and everything you say and do is picked apart by the public, you know. And Lucky and him began the banter, the discussion between themselves, uh, professionally, somewhat professionally, and then it took a turn for the worse. Lucky Gunplay, oh no, I'm sorry, Lucky Gunplay. The young man Gunplay, he pretty much took over the platform and wouldn't give Lucky a chance to speak, which was a high form of disrespect. That was Lucky's podcast, and that was very disrespectful towards Lucky. But even more was what he was going on about. Calling women bitches. And talking about his bitch, and that his mom was his baby's mama was his bitch, and like us as young Hispanics, young Mexican um, men, older men, just men in general, shouldn't talk about our women that way. They should be held in high esteem. There are queens, and yeah, it was just a bad look for a Gunplay. And Lucky let him go on. Lucky let him do his thing. You could see the frustration in Lucky's face. He wasn't really too happy on how it was on how things were going, and he tried to step in. He tried to step in and get control back of his platform, and when he finally had his foot there, right in there, in the middle of Gunplay's uh, rant, he told Gunplay, uh, "Fuck you" or "fuck" or whatever. There's certain words, certain terms. you don't use towards another man. It's disrespectful. He kept saying dick, calling him dick throughout his attempt to try to get control of his platform and fucker. And he said, fuck you, kicked everything off. And Gunplay tried to let it go, but he knew that it was a bad look, you know, and he felt disrespected. And if he really felt that disrespected, then you know what? Platform or no platform, then he should have did what he needed to do instead of carrying on and carry on. Or he should have said, you know what, I'm done with you, and walked off. You know, um, but there's that pride, there's that ego. He tried to deal with it calmly, and he didn't have the skills to do that. And Lucky, I could tell he tried hard, man. He did. He tried hard to get control of what was going on, but he kept using those derogatory terms, like dick and stuff. You don't. I don't know. The way I was brought up, you don't call people a dick, a dog, you know, hey fucker, hey bitch. That's all like new stuff. Like the Pepsi generation does that. Lucky's 47 years old. He's a grown man. And I think it was the alcohol and whatever else may have been missing with his judgment that caused him to act that way. You know, it was a bad deal all the way around. Uh, I think Gunplay's going to lose a lot of respect, man, from the people if he continues to go down that road and talking the way he does and calling women these derogatory terms and stuff. And uh, I don't know, he's he's on a different frequency, man. He's on a different trip. I don't know if it's the stuff that he does. Somebody said that they had taken mushrooms when the podcast started or something. He was talking about meth. He was drinking. He admitted there as he was as Gunplay was doing his rant about his situation, what he's done, and everything. He kept saying that he was drunk and everything has its place. And I don't think drinking and drugs is a place on somebody's platform. When you go on somebody's platform, I think you should carry yourself and present yourself well. And it was a bad deal. It was live. It wasn't like they could have just erased it and edited it out. No, this was live, man. There was a lot of people in the house watching, and it was a bad deal. They had to. I mean, they actually Lucky actually called him out to a fade. He got up and he was like, "Come on, then let's run a fade. Let's do this." And he was serious about it. He wasn't fronting. This wasn't a show. I believe Lucky wanted to do that, man. He had had enough, and I don't blame him. I don't blame him, but he was part of the cause of the whole thing too. He kind of started it. But he manned up. He apologized to dude. It's like, hey man, I'm sorry. Okay, and uh, Gunplay accepted his apology. And it should have been left there, or Gunplay should have told him, nah. Like forget your apology and not accepted it, and then took it from there. You know, and if anything, uh, they should have went to some type of break or something, and then walked outside and dealt with it, and either not come back or dealt with it, shook hands, and came back. Like, man, it wasn't that serious, but on the same token, this was public. It was live, and it was just a situation that neither one of them had the skills to deal with. It is what it is. It's a done deal, and you know they're gonna both recover from this. It's not like a showstopper. It's not a career bombshell or anything. It's just a bad look. Hopefully, Gunplay does more to polish his reputation and polish his look and be an example to the community, you know, and to the young kids, you know, and be more careful, you know. And Lucky too, you know, Lucky. Some advice, man. Just maybe just eliminate the loquera during your podcast. Um, I like the way you handled yourself, but in reality, you started it with that kind of talk, and it could have been avoided. But it is what it is. And hopefully that was the end of it. And hopefully you guys will be on another podcast and make things right and come back from this. It's just it was a negative. It's a negative situation. Anyways, I just wanted to put my 2 cents in there. I've seen a lot of people responding to what took place and stuff. I myself watched this go down, and anyways, I just wanted to share that with everybody. Just share my opinion. You know, um, Lucky's been very successful in his podcast, and Gunplay's been very successful in his career. You know, they've been doing it the way they've been doing it, but doing it this way, I think, is a bad idea. So, anyways, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. I hope that you can hit that subscribe button for me, that like button, that notification bell. Listen, if you don't know what the like button is, it's that thumbs up sign. There's a thumbs up, thumbs down. You could hit the thumbs up. It would really help me out. And the subscribe button, uh, it's just as simple as that. It says subscribe. If you could hit that, it would really help me out. It's a brand new channel. It's days old, but I really appreciate your support. That being said, I hope to see you in the next video. I'm gonna keep banging them out. I'm gonna do my best to bring you some videos that are informative and interesting. Everybody have a good day, and try to keep the peace and do your thing.